Hey, so today I want to share with you another lesson I learned that's taken me over 25 years to actually understand and resolve. So it is forgiveness. And what I want you to focus on is this: forgiveness is not the betrayal of your pain. See, when I was younger and I was carrying all of this rage in me, okay, from having, if you watch my previous video, you'll know about the things that have happened. So I was carrying all this rage towards all these different people who wronged me, and I couldn't find a way to forgive them. And even my mother, I had so much rage towards my mother that I didn't know how to forgive her, because so many things had happened and there were so many feelings and so much rage and disappointment and all of these things. So it's taken me this long to took me a long time to actually resolve that. Now I don't have a relationship with my mother. We are estranged and I feel better for it, right? But it's hard, you know? If you're someone who has gone through the estrangement of family members, you will know how heart-wrenching it is, right? It's done because there's so much pain, there's so much history of pain, right? So I used to hate my mother so much because I came to England at the age of 11 and I thought that this is where my life was going to change and get better, and it was going to be so amazing. And then it wasn't, and my mother's largely responsible for that. And she's largely responsible for a lot of the turbulence I experienced, actually, right? So I had so much rage, as I said, so I had to learn to forgive her somehow. And I'll be honest with you, that was one of the hardest things I've had to do, because of course it's my mom. And honestly, I couldn't do that on my own. I went to hypnotherapy to work on that. Oh gosh, I'm feeling emotional. So I went to hypnotherapy to work on that. I had to bypass my conscious mind to allow a new messaging about my mother, or a new messaging about the experiences I had with her to come true. And when I tell you, it helped to lessen the intensity of my feelings towards her, that it allowed me to forgive her. But forgiveness does not come with reconciliation. It doesn't have to come with reconciliation. It's for you, right? So I think the betrayal part comes in, where you feel like, okay, well, this person's done so much to me, and then I'm going to have to, if I forgive them, it's like a betrayal to myself of what they've done, and I'm letting myself down. No, you're allowing yourself breathing space so that you can heal, so that you can process the things that's happened to you. So it's taken me a very long time to understand that it's not a betrayal of me. It's not a betrayal of my experience. It doesn't invalidate what they've done to me, right? It's for my healing. It's for your processing. It's for your healing to understand that. And you know, one of the things I did with my EMDR therapist is we went back in time in my mind, and I did this in hypnotherapy as well. So I did all of this. I used to listen to the free hypnotherapies on YouTube, okay? So they're free, you can find them. And those helped a lot. There's this guy named Michael Seeley. He has such a lovely voice, and I listened to him quite a lot before I actually went to paid therapy or anything like that. So there's one thing we did in EMDR that allowed me to process emotions and let it flow through me. And it was me picking an experience, because this is what you do in EMDR. You pick an experience, one that's quite intense, if you're feeling comfortable to do that, and go back in time in your mind. Because the thing about your psyche is your psyche doesn't understand time, in the sense that if an experience happened to you when you were 4, your psyche will be stuck in the age of 4, replaying that experience over and over and over. But when you go back in time, you can then resolve that issue. Also, to the mind, real and imagined is more or less the same thing. So you go back in time, or I went back in time to an incident where something was happening that shouldn't have happened between an adult and a child, me, the child. And I was guided to go back in time and to whisk my younger self away and take her somewhere safe, sit down with her, talk with her, tell her all these lovely things, and tell her to stay there. You're going to be right back. And then you go confront the person who's doing the wrong to you. And when I tell you, it's such an empowering experience that you can bring your older self, your more wiser self, your more, I guess, more embodied, because the child version of you, it was happening to you, was not an embodied version, right? So a more embodied version of yourself, it's empowering, especially when you're getting to tell them this and that and this and that. You're getting to be the adult that you needed at that time. And as I said, in your psyche, real or imagined, it's more or less the same thing to it, right? So going back, doing that, and then going back to my younger self and telling her that, she's safe now and nothing will happen to her again, and it's okay. It's okay. You're okay. You're safe. And then you hug her, and then you tell her that it's okay, and then you hold her, and you both melt into each other, and you accept her into yourself. That's how it was for me with my EMDR therapist. Okay, I'm actually I find myself getting a bit emotional, actually, because I just went through life and thinking that I would never forget about those things. And now when I think about them, they don't even affect me. That's the freaking wildest thing of it all, is that it doesn't affect me. Through that experience, I didn't forgive the person. I went back and I confronted them. But then afterwards, I forgave the situation as myself, as my adult self, knowing that now that situation cannot harm me again. Of course, I would never, if I saw that person or any of the rest, I don't think I would remember them, really. I remember the name. So if someone mentioned their name, I would remember their name, right? Now, I don't even get triggered anymore. And to me, that's amazing, because I never knew that such healing was possible, right? I'm telling you, it's possible, because I used to be the most pessimistic, skeptical person there was. I never thought anything would go right in my life and I would change, but that went right. And when they say trust the process for reals. For real. If you're young and you're in your 20s and things like that, and you're going through, again, trauma, and you feel like it will never get resolved, I'm telling you, just have hope. Use this message, use this video as hope. When you listen to these words, listen to the fact that there's hope in there. Listen to the fact that it's happened for someone and it can happen for you, because I know how our brains can sort of mess with us and tell us that, well, the other person must be something special, and that's why it's resolved. And because you're so used to yourself and so used to overthinking, so used to feeling anxious and all these things, you feel like it will never be that way for you. And I'm telling you that it's possible for you, and I'm telling you that you can resolve these things by doing it by yourself. But at some point having a professional really does help. But I think, as I'm telling you what we went through during the EMDR and the hypnotherapy and things like that, I really do think it helps your brain subconsciously to have an understanding that it could be possible for you, right? So that's my lesson for today. You don't have to forgive the person. Forgive yourself, or forgive the situation, so that you can move on, so that you can feel lighter and have that weight lifted off of your chest, off your shoulders, right? And the longer you wait to do that, it is the more you will feel the intensity of being triggered by those memories or by things that are related to those memories. And that's all for this video, and join me in the next one, where I don't know what I'm going to talk about, but if you're here, you'll see. And I'm just hoping for your healing. I'm really hoping for your healing. Okay?